This exercise we have for today is incline dumbbell bench press. Keep in mind, you don't want to keep your arms completely flared out to the sides when you're doing this exercise. You should try to at least have some bit of an angle, because your body just naturally wants to move in that way, and it decreases shoulder strain, and also decreases your rate of injury if you're just giving a slight angle. So I started with 95s, and I wanted to just warm up a bit before I got heavy. I don't really like just jumping into heavy weight, because then that's when I tend to hurt myself, or I feel like, there might be an issue that might be caused from that. So right here, I'm grabbing 120s, I believe, and this is gonna be my first working set. So I want to use as much, I have all my strength and energy right now, and I want to use it and utilize it to the best of my ability. And so I'm gonna do it at the beginning of the workout and get all these heavy movements out and just get my strength training down packed. So it takes a lot of energy even getting these dumbbells onto my knees to get into position to start the exercise. So I take a second before I start. And then I think here I get 5 reps. And you just want to have every rep look the same. You want to do a smooth, controlled motion. And when you're doing incline dumbbell bench press, the bench does not need to be at an extreme incline. You could have it as a slight incline. It'll still be targeting your upper chest. And if you go too much of an incline, it's going to be hitting front delts. So it's going to be a shoulder workout if you go too steep on the bench. So just keep that in mind. So after the 120s, I go back down to 100s, because now I want to get as many reps as I can get. I still want to stay heavy, but I want to get up to at least try to get like 8 to 10. Now that I'm dropping back down after that first heavy movement. So I grab it. And also, please, if you guys feel like you are doing a new weight and it's uncharted territory, please get a spotter. There's nothing wrong with getting a spotter. Somebody you see just wait for somebody to take a break from their exercise and ask for a spotter. It does not hurt. And if I'm ever in the gym, I'm never going to say no if you need a spot. Just please ask for one, just for your own safety. And you just don't want to risk injury. If you have somebody who you could trust behind you or guide you when you're getting to failure, it's going to help you in the long run get those few extra reps out. I would just hate to see anybody hurt themselves, because this is uncharted territory for some people, and I'd rather you not injure yourself after watching this video. So the hundreds are going up pretty nicely. If I did have a spot, like I said before, I could have gotten a lot more reps out, but it just depends on how confident you are under the weight. I really should have had a spot if I really want to get a few more reps out. But as you can see, I got a decent amount out. I'm gassed, very, very gassed though. But yeah, and then after this, it's time for me to get into my next exercise. After I sit here, recoup for a while, I usually give myself a minute to a minute and 30 seconds to in between each set, give myself some recoup time. I started feeling strong. I was like, okay, I think I see myself pushing a decent amount of weight today. So I made my way over to the Incline Smith machine. I started off with 1 plate, and getting this set up takes a while for me, because I just want to be exactly in the middle. And for me, I don't even want to start the workout if it hasn't gotten perfectly set up yet. And I know it's a nitpick kind of thing, but I still like to make it that way, just because I just don't want to. It could be an injury thing if you set it up improperly, you have more weight on one side, and you're also making an imbalance if you're training unsteadily. So just make sure it's set up right. What I usually do is just bring the bar all the way down to the bench, and I line it up, and then I lift it back up into starting position and put my weight on after I get it all aligned. Every set I'm getting to failure. This was 245, I believe. And then I think this is as high as I went, and I dropped back down because now I want to get as many quality reps as I can. Now that I'm starting to get fatigued, so I want to at least get to 8 to 10 reps for this last set. I think I went down to 185, and then I repped that out. But once again, every rep should just look the same. I did chest, but you also get some triceps in. That's usually how my chest days are laid out. I do tricep and a little bit of shoulders. So I do some body weight dips here. I did 3 sets of failure. And after doing all the rest of your movements, all the beginning movements, you're probably going to feel a little fatigued when you're doing these. I mean, that's what it's for. Get used to your body weight and fail out. That's all it is. Coming down to the basics with this is almost like this is a calisthenic exercise when you're just using straight up body weight. I feel like it's really important to get used to your body weight before you even touch weights. You should know the fundamentals, like do push-ups, sit-ups, just body weight squats. Just get to know your anatomy. Everybody's different, but get to know how your body works. See here, I have a cable set up for my pec deck or pec fly, whichever you want to call it. When you're in a smaller space, like a smaller gym, you have to be creative. That's just one thing you have to do. You have to make something happen out of what you have. It wasn't that packed today, but somebody was utilizing the pec deck, so I had to make do with what I had. And so I did this for about 3 sets. I started with a warm-up, and then I did 2 really, really hard working sets here. Definitely feel like a pec fly is an essential movement to any chest day. You have to get this in. Like, even if you have to wait for a machine to open up, please, you gotta just do it. I do it almost every time I do chest, if not every time I do chest. Some of the things I don't do all the time are like free weight exercises. So to counterbalance that, I guess I could say, I do like a machine press. So this is like a machine chest press right here. I think I started with 190. Of course, machine weight feels different than free weight. But I did this for 3 sets. I warmed up and then I got into 2 working sets. So for me, this will be my equivalent of a flat bench press. I do love flat bench press. Like, for me, I love that movement, but you can't always do it. You gotta do machines sometimes. Unfortunately, yeah, you do. If you're like me, you like doing free weight things, but sometimes you just have to make do. So I did this for 3 sets, and this is gonna be my last chest movement of the workout. And then everything else is going to be shoulder and tricep oriented. I'm gonna use cables for majority of the rest of this workout. I think the only other workout that I use dumbbells is going to be my lat raises, which could be for my side delt. I was doing it wrong for a long time, but once we get to that segment, I'm gonna break down the right form and what you should be doing. As you can see here, we're moving into the triceps. We're gonna do some overhead tricep extensions. I was doing it wrong for a long time, and I would put this all the way at my hip, and trying to get this into the starting position from it being set up all the way down there was so difficult. So right now, I guess I would say put it at mid-back level, like stand up next to the cable machine and put it to your mid-back. And then that's the perfect starting position. You don't have to do too much strain or anything to get into the starting position. But I did this for 3 sets. Like everything else, we're taking it to failure. I don't know what to say while you guys are watching the rest of this, so I'll just shut up until this finishes, and then I'll explain our next move. All right, I'm back, and we're getting into some single arm tricep pushdowns. I really like the squeeze you feel at the bottom of this movement. So you can see as I go, I get progressively heavier. But at this point, if you're gonna duplicate this exercise, or replicate, I should say, it's gonna be hurting like really bad. Like you're gonna feel like your triceps are gonna fall off of your arm. but it's worth it though. Just keep on burning out. I say this is like a final burnout of my triceps before we get into our last and final exercise, which would be our lat raises. Another thing I kind of want to address, you're gonna see it come up in the video. Please be courteous of the people around you. I know the person who has to stand up with a phone in the middle of the gym has no right to speak, but you see I had my bag over here next to one of the machines. Be courteous of the people next to you, especially if you're in a smaller space. Just try to make room for anybody. I really wouldn't even bring out a camera unless you set it up in a way where it's out of like any walkways or anything like that. Just be mindful, you know. Like I said, I can't really say anything. I guess I'm being hypocritical, but I really choose wisely when I decide to record myself or when I decide to put my phone up in the gym. Here we go. We're at our last and final exercise. We're doing some lat raises. As you can see, I'm seated to eliminate any momentum. I don't have all 3 sets recorded, but this is like one of my hardest working sets that I did today. You guys let me know how you enjoyed this video. I hope to be making more. I hope to hear your feedback, and have a good day, everybody.